We've engineered our own destruction in sealed labs, and the universe, it's cooked up horrors that could erase our entire solar system before you even have time to blink. Today, we are ranking the most catastrophic substances in existence, starting with a microscopic nightmare and ending with a cosmic anomaly that literally breaks reality. Let's start at the bottom of the list with the deadliest natural poison on Earth, botulinum toxin. You probably know its highly diluted cousin, Botox. People inject it into their faces to freeze wrinkles. Sounds harmless, right? It's not. In its pure form, this neurotoxin is the ultimate biological assassin. A single gram, just the weight of a paperclip, could kill 1 million people. 2 kilograms? That would wipe out the entire human race. Gone. Here is how it takes you out. It systematically severs the connection between your brain and your muscles. Your nervous system is forced to pull the plug. First, the room gets blurry. Then your tongue goes heavy. And finally, your diaphragm just forgets how to breathe. You suffocate, wide awake, an invisible, microscopic executioner. But biology is just nature playing nice. Human chemistry? That's where things get psychotic. If you thought a microscopic poison was bad, wait until you see an acid that chews through solid bone and glass like butter on a hot grill. Welcome to the nightmare realm of superacids. Meet fluoroantimonic acid, the single most corrosive liquid humanity has ever dared to synthesize. To give you an idea, it is 10 quadrillion times stronger than the sulfuric acid that melts human skin. Think about that number, 10 quadrillion. You can't just pour this stuff into a normal beaker. It will dissolve the glass, chew through the metal table, and eat a hole straight down to the Earth's crust through the concrete floor. It works by aggressively shoving protons into other molecules, violently ripping their chemical bonds to shreds. What happens if a single drop hits the back of your hand? It doesn't just melt, it liquefies your flesh, it dissolves your bone, and the moment it meets the water inside your cells, it triggers a localized explosion directly inside your arm. The only thing standing between this stuff and total chaos is Teflon container. But here's the crazy part. As vicious as this acid is, it only destroys what it physically touches. What if I told you there's a chemical that doesn't just melt things, but forces the most fireproof materials on the planet to spontaneously burst into unstoppable, apocalyptic flames? Enter chlorine trifluoride. This is the stuff that gives veteran chemists actual, literal nightmares. It is a hypergolic oxidizer. That means it doesn't need a spark. It doesn't need heat. It just needs to touch something. Wood, cloth, and human flesh will instantly combust. But that's child's play. This demon liquid will set fire to solid glass. It will ignite wet sand. It will burn straight through asbestos, the exact material we use to make fireproof suits. It will even set fire to ashes. Yes, it burns things that have already burned down. Think you can put it out with water? Try it. It detonates, releasing a massive cloud of hydrofluoric acid gas that will literally liquefy your lungs. How do you fight a chlorine trifluoride fire? You don't. You run, fast, and you wait for it to finish its meal. But here's the thing about fire. At least you can see it coming. What if a chemical didn't even need to touch anything to destroy you? What if it just decided to explode? Welcome to the absolute peak of kinetic instability, azido-azide, officially the most explosive compound humans have ever created. To understand this level of instability, imagine a live grenade. The pin is pulled. It's balancing on the tip of a needle during a magnitude 8 earthquake. That is azido-azide. At its core, it's just 14 nitrogen atoms crammed together in a state of agonizing tension, screaming to break apart. If you touch it, it explodes. If you move it, explodes. Shine a bright light on it, explodes. In one infamous test, scientists placed a sample inside a climate-controlled, shock-proof pitch-black vault. They left it completely alone, and it still blew up. Why? Because it simply could not handle the stress of existing. Making this stuff is a suicide mission with absolutely zero practical use. It is purely an exercise in human hubris. But as chaotic as that explosive is, it's quick. Our next chemical likes to take its time. A metallic nightmare that actively rewrites your DNA before it burns you alive. Meet dimethyl cadmium. It's an incredibly volatile organometallic liquid. The best way to describe it? It's liquid cancer that actively tries to set you on fire. Just inhaling a few invisible micrograms will strip the lining right out of your lungs, drowning you in your own fluids. But let's say you survived that initial breath. Congratulations, the real horror has just begun. This chemical uses your bloodstream like a superhighway, delivering itself directly to your vital organs. Once there, it actively shreds your DNA. It doesn't just increase your risk of illness, it practically guarantees multiple, highly aggressive tumors. Oh, and if you accidentally spill some, don't even think about cleaning it up with water. The reaction will pump out highly explosive hydrogen gas. It is toxic, corrosive, carcinogenic, and explosive, a flawless quadruple threat. But for all their terrifying power, these chemicals still rely on physical reactions. They have to touch you, burn you, or mutate you. But as we cross the threshold into nuclear physics, physical contact is no longer required. Up next is a silent killer, one that cooks your internal organs from the inside out, using nothing but raw, invisible energy. Enter polonium-210, the ultimate invisible assassin. Unlike a nuclear bomb that flattens a city, this radioactive isotope is a microscopic sniper rifle, and its crosshairs are aimed directly at your DNA. It emits alpha particles. Outside your body, harmless. They can't even punch through a piece of paper. But if you swallow it, breathe it in, or let it slip into a paper cut, game over. Once it's inside, it is 250,000 times more toxic than hydrogen cyanide. A single gram could wipe out 50 million people. It is so intensely radioactive that it literally glows an eerie electric blue in the dark from the sheer heat it generates. It cooks your organs from the inside out. It shreds your cellular structure and strips away your immune system, leaving you entirely defenseless. There is no cure. The breakdown is slow, agonizing, and absolutely unstoppable. But here's the catch. Polonium still needs a physical body to destroy. What if a substance didn't just kill living things, but erase matter itself from existence? Welcome to the terrifying edge of pure physics, antimatter. This isn't a poison, it's the exact mirror image of normal matter. And the universe has one unbreakable rule. Matter and antimatter cannot coexist. When they touch, they annihilate each other with 100% efficiency, converting their combined mass directly into pure, unadulterated energy. Let's put that into perspective. The atomic bomb that leveled Hiroshima converted less than 1 single gram of mass into energy. If you held just 1 cup of antimatter and dropped it on the floor, the resulting blast would vaporize a major city and shatter the Earth's crust. It is the most volatile substance mathematically possible in our reality. We actually make it in particle accelerators, but only in quantities so infinitesimally small they are counted in single atoms. Storing it, an engineering nightmare. It has to be suspended in a perfect vacuum by intense magnetic fields, so it touches absolutely nothing. Because if containment fails, the lab, the scientists, and the entire zip code disappear in a blinding flash of gamma rays. Yet, even an antimatter detonation is just an explosion. The dust settles. The final substance on our list doesn't just blow things up, it rewrites the fundamental laws of physics, and it could swallow the entire Earth in the blink of an eye. At the absolute peak of cosmic terror sits strange matter. forged in the crushing, apocalyptic gravity of neutron stars. This is a theorized state of matter made from entirely different building blocks called strange quarks. It is perfectly dense, it is perfectly stable, and it is completely incompatible with anything in our solar system. The best way to understand it, it's a cosmic zombie virus. If even a microscopic droplet, a single strangelet, somehow drifted to Earth, there wouldn't be a massive explosion, there wouldn't be a fire. It would simply touch regular matter, and by the sheer force of its perfect stability, convince the atoms in our world to change into strange matter too. The contagion would be exponential, unstoppable. If a piece fell into the ocean, it would assimilate the water, the seabed, the molten mantle, and eventually the entire planet. It would compress our entire world down to the size of a dead, heavy asteroid. No fireball, no warning sirens, just the silent, instant rewriting of reality itself, consuming everything humanity has ever built in a fraction of a second. From microscopic assassins to universe-breaking particles, the cosmos is as terrifying as it is fascinating. If you want to survive the wildest anomalies in space, hit that subscribe button to join Star Life.